Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Adam Ratliff with Adam So Fun, and this week we are on like week 5B of the chain link quilt along. Everything's done. We just have to do our side borders. I didn't go in, I didn't chunk them because I'm not a chunker, which means I'm going to do them piece by piece as you advance the quilt. I don't do that. I take my quilt off, I rotate it, I put it back on. So I figured, hey, how about I show you how to do that? We'll do one of the borders really quick. It's so quick and easy. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop. I try to do new videos all the time. And I have to show this off. This I got at my local quilt shop on Saturday. I was there. I always am on the lookout for good practice panels for you all because like using Pro Stitcher is all about practicing. It's all about doing things that are going to help you get better and try something new. Maybe you try something new and you really like it. So this is just a panel. This is called, where did I put the name? This is In the Garden. It's the In the Garden panel by Wyndham. I bought it at TrishTacSew. I will link them below. It's my local quilt shop, but you can get them online. And look at this. It's 4 big blocks. If you want to practice rulers, if you want to practice that mark feature, if you want to you can do anything. This is such a great practice panel. I love the blocks themselves anyway. I mean, think of this one, just the square and the squares, and you're doing different designs in there. Triangle skew, you could triangle skew your heart's content. I just thought this was a fabulous block or panel to practice on. And when you practice on a panel, all you did was spend money on the panel. You didn't spend any time on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. This panel I actually like a lot because it's real busy. If you're going to use like even the color I'm using it's Magnifico 2189. Ooh, there's my Magnifico card. Color cards 2189 is, it's 2169. 2169, and it's the beautiful color Elegant. Doesn't that make sense with me? God, I'm so stupid. Yeah, so I've been using Elegant. The Elegant's on this whole quilt panel. I didn't change colors. There's multiple colors here. Ugh, that braided quilt, that braided color, the braided design we did last week, love it. So I just want to give a shout out to TrishTacSew. Love this panel. They're available online if you want to try one out. So we're talking about flipping the quilt, turning the quilt. So my first step, I took the quilt off. I loaded this originally with the So Tight magnets. I am not going to use the magnets when I turn it. I have put my other leaders back on with my zippers, so I'm going to be adding my zippers to it. I feel like when I turn a quilt, the zipper makes it so easy because when I pin them on, where's my center mark? I know there's a center mark. Okay, the center. The girls over at the Quilting Connection, they've marked my zipper center for me. So I'm going to be able to center this and get it nice and straight and everything look perfect because these are marked for me. So my first step, I've taken it off. I quilted here all the way through down there. I don't know if you can see the quilting. I love it. My batting, as you can see, is overhanging my edge. Here's my edge. I want to trim this batting, so what I do, and I've already put my zippers on one side, so this side's already done. I figured you didn't need to watch me do it twice. Let's see. So, ow. Careful, there's pins. Oh, I actually want the stitch side down. I do this every time, because this is an easy way to trim your batting. So I'm doing stitch side down. And I based around the edge of my quilt, so I can just fold this back. This is that basted top edge. I can just rip that out. I'm going to fold this back, grab my ruler. This is like the one time I don't use my Quilter Select ruler because they don't slide. I want something that slides nice. This is just an Omnigrid, but any ruler will work. And I usually trim this about a 1/2 inch off the edge. So I'm just lining that 1/2 inch, somewhat lining that 1/2 inch up with the fold of my fabric, and I'm going to trim. So there's my first piece. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to get this extra batting out of the way so I can zip this on really easy. Let's see. There we are. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And there's my extra strip that I'll keep because I swear I'm going to use it one day, and then one day I'm just going to go through and I throw them all away. So, so there's my batting. I've trimmed it. I don't want all that extra because I have to roll this. Now, folding it in half to find my center. I do square up my backings before I put them on. Especially, you'll see I had to piece a strip to the side of this. I thought I was making something that was 42 inches wide. No, I did something wrong. Here we are, and now we're ready to put my zipper on. And let's see, we'll put that there. And my quilt's heavy, so I'm just going to kind of fold it on itself. And careful, because I do have pins in this. One of the things I like about the zipper, I don't mind pinning. Do I poke myself every once in a while? Usually in the chest, not really in the finger anymore, but usually by just holding it. So one of the things about the quick zip system, they're printed, and this says, let me find out what it says, I gotta look. Backing fabric, bottom left side. So I have to think about this. So because I'm looking at the top, because we're only using the back bars, we're not using the top bars, I actually need to pin it on like this because that's going to be my bottom left side. But I want to make sure that I'm correct by looking at this one. And this one says backing fabric, top left side. So perfect. So I'm going to put my zipper tape over there. Now, if you do it wrong, you can get, I call it the dummy set. It's called the flip set. And you can put that other set on and it will correct your zippers. And I'll pin. And I'm just going to pin my zipper on. And the nice thing about zippers are once those pins are in, I'm done. I just have to come over here. I always throw it over, you know me. Go. Line up my zippers, my zipper tape. There's one bar. And I can start rolling this in. Making sure it's rolling nice. Go. And it's going to fall over pretty quick because it's not too big. Get my other side. And my zipper. Roll that one. Gonna fix that other side. I had to put my other leader back on, so I have a leader now that has zippers. Oh. I have a leader now that has zippers and one that has the magnets. But the magnets are a leader that is. I stuck the leader around a magnet. I still use, I'll do it over there. I still use the sew tights off to the edge, my little blue ones, my teal ones, to keep the leader from flopping around. But Now I'm loaded and I'm ready to do my next step. We're gonna turn the machine on. I'm gonna bring you over here and we're gonna do those final two. We're gonna do the top border and then I'll let you do the rest of the load. So we'll see you back here in a second. All right, here we are. We are loaded and let's see, first step, we have our border. So what we're going to end up doing is we need to fill in this one and this one. I'm going to do this one really quick with you so you can see how I do it, give you a few tips and to get them done, and then I will leave the rest to you. So my first thing, I'm going to turn some lights off really quick. You're going to see lights going on and off because I need to see, but you need to see. Let's see. Ooh, that looks much better. Ooh, I might be able to just leave it like this. So my first thing is we have this stitched here, right? So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna create a line just to help me with my placement. So how might we do that? What did we learn this week about using mark? So we're gonna use mark. I'm gonna go to my Pro Stitcher tab. Let me come close so you can see. So Pro Stitcher tab, oops, I just turned it off. Record in the ribbon. We're going to be using the mark function. So this is the button I'm going to be pushing. So remember mark, I'm just going to bottom house refresh. Mark will connect point 1 to point 2. So basically we are just making lines so I can see where the design needs to start and where it needs to hit. I'm going to clear that. We are going down to our top and it's probably close enough for you to get the gist. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at where I think it's supposed to start and I'm going to hit mark. Ding, you heard it. Now I'm coming to this point because I know that's where it needs to hit and I'm going to hit mark. So now if you look back up at my screen, we have our first marked line. So now I'm going to go do this again over at this point. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start at the bottom, do my first point, and then I want to come all the way to the top. It doesn't have to be perfect over here, and let's see if I can go here, if you can see the design a little bit stitched out. You're not going to be able, let me see, can I zoom in? That'll work. Let's see, I got to get the camera from moving. So I'm going to ding it down here at the bottom, and then I'm also going to ding it up here at the top. When I'm over here and I ding my first ding, I'm not going to hit mark. What I'm going to hit is jump. It's on the sidebar. I'll show you where that is. It's going to add a jump in here, and then I can come up here to my next one and hit mark. So when we come back over and I zoom you out and show you my screen, we'll put you right here. My bottom house refresh, I have the first two. This is where I hit jump, and this is the jump button I hit, and then there's my second one. So these are going to be my placement lines. Now I'm going to area, and I'm going to create an area around this box, making sure when I go to the right side, I go all the way to where that top corner was marked. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I need to turn some light on so I can actually see. Alright, so I ding my area and there we have it. So I ding my area, here's what I get. Perfect, you know how to do that. So we're gonna file design open. Ooh, did I save this? This is the design we're gonna need. I don't think I saved this as a single unit. I did not. So we're just gonna work with it. I'm going to zoom in over here and just kind of, I know that my start needs to be there and the top needs to fit in, so I'll just kind of put it there, maybe even drag it up just a little bit. Modify, resize, lock. So modify, resize, I'm going to resize it, the lock is on, and now I'm just going to shrink it. That looks a little too small. That might work. Probably gonna have to go one under. There we go. And we're just gonna say that's our size. That looks pretty good. I mean, You're never going to be able to tell the difference. So we have that, drop it, baseline it, and now we're just going to repeat. So if I look over here, this is where, let me turn on, let me go to rotate. So I'm not hitting perfect. That's okay. I can always drag it over a little bit and make it go like that. And that might line up a little better. That's probably how it's supposed to be. And I can always crop this little bit off with a crop start end. So whatever. We're just trying to make it look pretty good. Ding, 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 ding across. Oops. And oh my gosh, that almost looked, look, I'm not even gonna have to stretch it out too much. I'm gonna have to stretch it out a little bit, not a ton. I also wanna see, we're getting kind of close towards the bottom, but everything looks pretty good. I'm not gonna have to do much to this at all. Okay, so here's my next trick. I wanna come up, oops, I forgot to hit drop. It's fine, we're gonna hit drop. We're about to move this anyway, but I forgot to hit drop. We've all been there, right? I'm gonna go to where I want my start point to be, and we're gonna say I want it right here. And that's where I made that first sting. So I'm gonna go up to modify, reposition, start point. That's gonna get everything lined up. All right, so my edge to edge part is done. I'm gonna baseline this. We're gonna have to do some edits to it, but I need it to be baselined first. Let's see, we're gonna zoom in over here. It could be a little bit farther. We're kind of close down here. I have not moved my machine, so my crosshairs are still where I want that start point. So I'm gonna come over here, and I'm just gonna see, and we're a little low, so I can go to rotate, and I wanna rotate this. Maybe that's 1 degree, it picks it up that much. Maybe we'll go 1.5. And I'm gonna say reposition start point. And I like the way that looks a little bit better. We'll look across. And that's looking good. I could skew this in there and go all the way to the tops if I wanted to. This is fine for me. I'm gonna go resize, turn off my lock. I'm gonna resize it 1 and then say reposition start point. And now that looks perfect. So now if I zoom in, just so we can see, I have my beginning where I want. That's gonna be close enough for me. We're gonna scroll all the way through. It looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm just looking spacing. Now, does it look the same all the way through? No. Is anybody gonna be able to tell? Not at all. This looks good. I might resize it 1 more. I'm gonna resize it. I still haven't moved my machine, so I'm gonna resize it 1 more, reposition start point. I might like this a little bit better. We're gonna go over, or no, we're not gonna go over because that's not all the way on there. Yeah, I like this. How close are we over here? You know what I'm actually gonna do? We're gonna come in, we're gonna make this 1 resize taller. Oh, do I like it? Reposition start point. Oh, I like this much better. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna come back and check again. It fills up the area a little better. We're getting a little high on this side, so I might go rotate and rotate it back down. Reposition start point. Let's see if I do it 1 more time. This might be too close. And this is when I start getting picky and I just start messing with it. So that looks good. Fills it, fills it, fills it, fills it, fills it. I like it. I'm gonna pull 1 resize off. We're gonna go there, reposition start point. Beautiful. And we're gonna use this. And here we go. Baseline, and we'll stitch it out. Pro Stitcher Quilt Run. Alright, so now you can see everything here is done. The braid's done. I have to do my other top, the highest one, and then go down to the bottom. I actually, while this was stitching, realized this is the bottom of my quilt, and I loaded it so it's the top. It doesn't matter because I always use rotate, so it's not going to be a big deal. So we'll see you back here in a second. Alright everyone, so that is how I'm turning the quilt, reloading it, and stitching out those tops and bottoms border. Alright everybody, so that's how I'm turning the quilt, reloading it, and I'm going to stitch out the top and bottom borders. Super easy. Again, I changed to my zipper leaders. I feel like this is an easier process with the zippers to get everything lined up and get it perfectly straight, because if zippers are marked, then I can just zip them back on. I have another quilt that needs to be loaded. I can zip that right on now, because the zippers, if you have multiple sets, you can just zip the next one on. It makes it so nice. So there's a lot of systems out there. I use them all depending on what I'm doing. So find what works best for you. That's the most important thing. I'm going to finish this out. Thank you for joining me. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop. Follow me on social media, Adam's So Fun with an SEW on Facebook and Instagram. We actually did a lot of things on Facebook with this quilt. They didn't make the YouTube channel just because I don't have time to record and edit everything. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's just quilting. We want to have a good time. Don't stress about it. We'll see you in the next one.